showing with examination gloves. But in the COVID ward and COVID ICU, for the donning area, on the ER donning area, you have sterile gloves 6.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5 sizes are available. Please take adequate size glove and put it over your hand and stretch it all the way back. Make sure that the wrist area is fully covered and the glove is extending all the way to your forearm, so that it is easy for you to protect this. This inner layer glove will not come out any time during your ward. We have found people removing this glove. Don't remove this glove. This glove is the innermost pair. It will never come out during your duty, and it has to be all the way till your forearm. This is an examination glove, that's why it is rolling back. But if you wear the sterile gloves, it will stick.
Choose appropriate size of surgical gloves, okay? Then it will be properly fit for your hands.
Next is to wear the coverall suit. Coverall suits come in various colors and types. There is blue color, there is white color. White color comes in one standard size. The blue color comes in normal size and an XL size. She's going to have the normal size. Most of you, normal size should be enough. If you're a little tall, if you're a little heavy, you can use the XL size so that it will fit you well. Now, when you are donning, the nurse there will give you all the donning. In the donning area, they will give you the donning equipments. One thing that they will also give you is a surgical mask. Because once you finish doffing and are ready to go out of the hospital, you have to still wear a mask, right? So that time your mask, whatever you came in with another mask, that would have become, you would have thrown that off. So they will give you one surgical mask. Please keep that surgical mask in your pocket. Okay? Put it in a plastic cover. The N95 mask usually comes in a plastic cover, or sometimes if you don't have plastic cover, at least with whatever coverall, some plastic covers will be there. Just roll it in a plastic cover and put that surgical mask in your pocket. That is very important, because when you finish your doffing and you are going to go, that time you should not go without a mask. So better to have one mask, always keep it here. We have also provided some surgical mask in the hand wash area in the third floor doffing area, so that in case you forget to take, there is some surgical mask. Even in the second floor semi-private, after you doff, come out of the staircase, there is a table and the drawer we have kept some surgical mask. So in case you forget, there is some backup plan. But as a general rule, try to keep one surgical mask in your pocket with a plastic cover, because it will become wet. At the end of 6 hours, you will be sweating so much it will become wet. So that's why better to keep folded in a plastic cover and keep it inside your pocket. Because once you put the coverall, you cannot access your pocket. That's why that's important to make sure. If you get the normal size coverall, the boot cover is separate. In the XL size, the boot cover is built in with it. You don't have to wear it separately. So she will show you how to wear the boot cover, and I will show you how I wear this. Always take out the coverall and inspect the coverall. Make sure that there are no breaks. There are no breaks in the PPE. The coverall suit is clean. There is no tears. If there is any tears, do not put a micropore tape and continue to work. No. If it is torn, you return it back and they will give you a fresh one. The zip line also is not a very high quality zip, so be careful. Don't remove it very fast, it may break. So slowly remove it. There are chairs, plenty of chairs in the donning area. You can sit down and put your PP, your coverall suit.
Then we have to put the boot leggings on the strap.
Your scrub should go inside the boot leggings. Please see how she has worn the boot leggings. Again, when you wear the boot leggings, make sure that the tip of the boot leggings, the sharp areas are correctly anteroposterior. That is in the front and in the back. Okay? It should not be crisscross or oblique. This will make it very difficult for you to walk. A lot of nursing staff are putting micropore tape on the boot legging. Not recommended. Don't do that. If you put it correctly, it will stick well. It will not come out when you walk fast.
Actually, this material is a water repellent. So, micropore is the absorbable material. So, whatever you are adhesing micropore, it will absorb all the aerosols to even this thing. When doffing, it will transfer self-contamination. Right?
Zip up the coverall suit till your neck. Don't put it fully. Zip it up till here. Pull up your legs so that you have enough. Now we will show you next important step is to wear the N95 mask. Now if you are having a long line in the donning area, because lot of nursing staff will be donning, the N95 mask will be provided to you by the security itself when you are standing in the line. So you can change your surgical mask and put the N95 before going to the donning area itself, because donning area itself is now becoming more and more people are coming in. So we don't want more than 10 people there in the donning area at a time. So if you are standing outside in the line, ask security, she will give you the N95 mask. See how she is holding the N95 mask with. You want to tell a new one?
No.
So the N95 comes with an upper strap and a lower strap. Hold the N95 as a cup. Okay. Then put it over your nose and mouth and put the upper strap first. The upper strap should be at the crown of your head above your ears. The lower strap will then come below the hair bun, or in gents below the ears. There is a little bit of a tie there. You can tie the N95 tightly like this. The most important step that you are all missing out is not the tightness of the strap, the alignment around your nose. Keep two fingers, your index and middle finger, and press the N95. There's a small plastic line here. Press the N95 so that it is nicely aligned along your nose. For some people it may be a little high, some people it may be a little low. Depends on your nose curvature. This N95 mask position is important. If you are not putting this correctly, you will leak air. If you leak air, you will fog your face shield or your glasses very quickly. So position the mask and align it properly. Do not put any surgical mask inside. If you put a surgical mask inside, you cannot align this properly and you will in fact have a leaky N95 mask. So don't think that putting on surgical mask inside you will get more protection. In fact, you will not be able to wear your N95 properly. So it's important that you wear your N95 properly and seal this area. How to check the seal? Take two hands, keep it around your eyebrows and blow. Air should not leak up and touch you, and you should not be able to feel air in your hands. Side. If you wear the N95 while you are waiting, your hands also will not have the gloves. So you can actually feel the air much better when you are doing it outside. So I will recommend that before you enter the donning area, get the N95 security, wear the N95, fit it well before you go into the donning area. This piece of mask is the most important part of your PPE. You have to spend some time and make sure that it is aligned properly and fitting you well without any leak. This is also the most contaminated area of your PPE. Like how he is touching the mask now, If you touch your mask, you are likely to infect your hands and then spread the infection. Sit down. We are in the middle of the class now. Ask them to spread out that side. Well, spend the time. Don't be in a hurry talking to people. Your N95 should fit you really well. Okay. So once your N95 is well fit, make sure you don't crisscross the straps. The upper and lower strap should not be crisscrossed. Lower strap going up, upper strap going down. Don't do all those things because that will cause more leaks. Don't wear surgical mask inside. You can wear a surgical mask outside if you want, but don't wear a surgical mask inside because it will make it, first of all, breathing will become very difficult. Second, you cannot seal the N95 very well. Okay. Next is the head cap. The head cap is the flower cap. Don't wear your OT hat. OT hat will not cover your ears. So OT caps, that one that they are two wearing here, that cap is not recommended. You wear the flower cap. The flower cap has two little bunches on the either side that will come anteroposteriorly, front and back. In the front, it comes just above the eyebrows. On the side, it covers your ears, and in the back, make sure you are able to find this little white thing right here, so that when you are going to doff, picking this up becomes easier. So that is the cover of your head. Okay, when you are doffing also, it should be easy to pick this and then remove it like this. Don't catch the ham on the top. So once your mask is ready and your cap is ready, we're going to put the hood on. The upper part of the hood also will come exactly where your cap is, just above the eyebrows. Then you will zip up. When you are zipping up, be careful. You have to zip over the N95 mask. Only the upper 1/3 of the mask will be visible. The remaining mask should be covered by the zip. Lot of nursing stuff like this they are coming. This is not correct. You are exposing your N95 and it creates a little bit more problem. The way she has worn the coverall suit is the correct way. You have to cover your N95. It may be a little difficult and I will show you some tips and techniques there. I ask your friend to help zip this area because when you zip too fast, the zip will become broken. So hold the two parts here. Bend your head a little bit down. Then you can zip it up fully. Now I have zipped fully. Only my eyes should be visible from the coverall suit. Only the eyes should be visible. The N95 should not be very visible. Only the upper part of the N95 can be visible. This layer is adhesive layer. You have to remove the adhesive layer slowly. Now there is an area where it will not stick with your hand. So catch hold of the tip and then remove the adhesive plaster. If you remove very fast, you will even in fact remove the adhesive layer also. So be careful. Once you remove this, you put it here and plaster it. I am finding a lot of nursing staff are not doing this step properly. They are just zipping up, they are then not removing the adhesive at all. Please make sure that you remove the adhesive layer. That is very, very important. And see how the N95 is covered with your coverall suit. This position is very important. I know it becomes a little difficult. I know it is a little difficult to talk. Your breathing becomes a little difficult when you wear the coverall, but this is the standard recommendation. If by any chance you cannot zip it up fully, then you can wear a surgical mask around your N95, but that is not recommended. Recommendation is to wear this. For most of you, wearing the coverall suit over the N95 will be very comfortable. It will not be difficult. If it becomes very tight only, it becomes difficult. For most of you, this coverall size will be easily, you can zip it up to your cover your N95. Only the eyes should be visible. Now this, once you put the coverall, make sure that the N95 is not displaced and you are able to not have any air leaks. Good. Then this you will have the face shield. The face shield is to cover your entire upper face. Keep in mind that this is a little tight. There is one more face shield with the sponge, which is very comfortable, but that face shield will fog more. This area has got a little bit of an air entry here, so fogging is less with this. The problem with this face shield is a little bit of headache will come if you are wearing it for too long. Adjustment of the face shield is only by touching the wax strap and then like this, or adjusting like this. Don't do this. Some people touch like this. These are all not to be done. You only adjust on the sides. This is not a cooling glass. I am seeing people attending to patients' oral care and keeping the face shield like this. It's a big risk. You will be exposing your eyes to the viral particles. So please make sure your face shield is kept properly closed all the time. This layer of PPE from head to foot, it should not be removed in the COVID ward or in the emergency room or in the ICU. This is an intact protection for you from head to foot. You cannot remove this at any point of time. Okay? We are giving you one more layer on top of this that can be removed in case you have some patient secretions or soiling of that external cover. But this layer will not be removed while you are in the COVID area. This is outer surgical gown. There are two knots. The top knot ask your friend to tie. Put simple knot. Don't put complicated knot. One on the top, one on the bottom. That's all. Because if you put complicated knot, then removing it becomes difficult. When you put the gown, the layer of the hand will become changed. So make sure that the innermost glove is the first layer. Second layer is your coverall. Third layer is your gown. First layer is the innermost glove. Second layer is the cover. Coverall will go back a little bit. So pull it out. Coverall. Third layer is your surgical gown. These three layers should be correctly maintained. If they are not maintained while doffing, you will expose your wrist. That becomes dangerous. Finally, one more pair of sterile gloves. And that will cover your gown. The innermost pair of gloves, coverall, gown, and then outermost pair of gloves. Now these things you will not remove. Some nursing, now you have two options. You can wear one more blue nitrile, blue color gloves on top of this and do patient care. After finishing the patient care, remove the blue nitrile and then go to the next patient, wear another blue nitrile. Or if you use your the outermost glove for patient care, then you go to the next patient, you have to follow the 6 steps of hand hygiene before you go to the next patient. So both are okay. If you want to wear one third glove, that's fine, but then remove it between the patients. Or if you want to only use 2 gloves, then you use the hand hygiene between the patients. Clear? So this is the steps of donning. Make sure you are a little free, you can move, you can bend, because once you are in the PPE, you have to stay in there for 6 hours, so it has to be comfortable. If you are not comfortable, then please adjust, make sure you are reasonably comfortable before you go into the COVID area. Any doubts?